Hello beautiful souls, and welcome back to my channel Soul Journey. My name is Beck, and today we are going to be answering a question that I got on one of my channeling videos about the feline race and Feline Council. So the question was about what language does the feline race speak? And I can totally understand why this is a question because I'm speaking English. The idea is that they are, speaking a message through me. So, what is coming through? So, to start off, I want to talk a little bit about the, misconception of communication and language when it comes to being outside the 3D. So, if you think about language, in the way it's spoke here on the planet. We have vocal cords, we use air, we speak, there's vibrations, the air picks that up, and that is how we communicate with each other. And depending on the language we speak, we use different sounds to convey a message. And that's what speaking or language really is. It's communicating an idea. It's communicating a feeling, an idea. So that is really the basis for communication. And so here on the planet, the way we communicate is through sound. Now, once you leave the third dimension, things get very different, especially in the spirit world, because once you don't have a physical body, you're not using air, you're not using sound, you're not using vocal cords. So it's a very different kind of communication, but it's communication nonetheless. And so how higher dimensional beings speak is telepathically, because for them, there is no separation between beings. There might be understanding that this is my perspective, this is your perspective, but there is an awareness and an understanding that we are all connected. Whereas here, because we experience things very separately, we have to speak outward to someone. We have to essentially share what's going on within us, because unless you're really, really psychic or something of that sort, you don't know what's going on inside someone else. But in higher dimensional realities, that barrier is a lot more fluid, and you can speak or communicate telepathically. So when it comes to telepathy, it's a whole different kind of system, because you don't need a language, because you're just sharing with the other one a feeling, an idea. And so there's much more of a broad experience when using telepathy. So to kind of come back to what does the feline race speak? No, they don't speak English. They are telepathically, transmitting a message through me. So if they were going to channel through someone who didn't speak English, they would be doing the exact same thing. And the way it works is the brain, or I guess the pineal gland, and just the extrasensory things that any human can have if they really worked with it and opened it up, can pick up that information, that message telepathically, and then their brain translates it, so kind of like a conduit for the message. So for instance, I can't channel something in Japanese. I can't channel something in Spanish. My conduit is in English, unless, of course, I learned a different language. But the Feline Council could channel through any of those beings, because ultimately the information is still the same, and then my brain or someone else's brain is going to translate it into the words that make sense to it. So when those messages come through, my brain translates what I'm picking up and translates it into English. So in some ways, I am a telepathic translator. The telepathic information that I am receiving is then being transferred through my translator system and being translated into English. So no, they don't speak English in that sense. Now, if they came here, there's a lot of, debate as to how they would communicate to us. My what I feel would happen is they would still speak telepathically, and we would just all be able to receive it because it would be on a frequency we could all pick up. And also the planet, when we're here, like when they come here, we're going to be on a frequency where most of us, if not all of us, can pick up that information, or at least hopefully. Now, maybe if they come here in physical form, maybe they'll have vocal cords and maybe they will be able to translate out to us. But I think what would make most sense is they would still be telepathically translating to us, and we, being open enough to receive that, would know what they were saying. So in other words, it wouldn't matter what languages we spoke, is that the message would come to us, and we would all understand it no matter what language we individually speak. That would make most sense to me, and I feel like that would be the easiest way to communicate if and when they come. So that is my answer. So no extraterrestrial races speak a language. Now, a lot of people talk about light language, and so there are different, sound expressions and things like that, but most of that is more vibration. It's more like toning and things like that. And so the closer something is to more of a language, I think the farther away from the original intention of what that extraterrestrial is speaking. But that's just my personal experience with channeling and working with my guides. All my guides speak in English to me because that's what I understand, but that's not inherently what's necessarily being transmitted, if that makes sense. I know it's kind of a weird thing. Telepathy obviously isn't like a normal thing on the planet yet, so it can be kind of hard to understand, but that has been my experience. If you've had a different experience, definitely comment down below. I'd love to hear. And if you are interested in more videos like this, definitely hit the subscribe button and hit the like button if you want to see more videos like this, or you appreciated this, or just made sense or resonated with you. The more likes I get on the video, the more I can say like, hey, I can make more videos like this in the future. That's awesome. So yeah, so definitely let me know down in the description down below if you've had the same experience or you've had a different experience, depending on the race, depending on the experience. I'm sure we all have variations of these experiences, so I'm definitely interested in hearing what you've experienced. Yeah, and if you'd like to follow me on my other platforms, the links to that are in the description down below. And if you would like a personal reading, tarot reading with me, you can head over to my Etsy shop and see my options for that. I think that's it. I hope this answer was helpful for you. Again, it can be really, really hard to explain something that's not 3D in the 3D reality. It can be very difficult and it can be fairly abstract. And so, there's that. So, and again, my, theory as to how they'll communicate with us when they get here, in a more physical way, that's just a theory. That's just based off of what I've experienced and what seems like would make sense. But who knows? We'll see what happens. So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you have any questions, comment them down below. And if several people ask a question, I will definitely make a video on it. So thank you so much for watching. Many blessings. Namaste. I love you so much. Many blessings. And have a beautiful, beautiful day. And don't forget, it is all about the soul journey.